All right, so you want to add somebody to use your QuickBooks account. So this is what we're going to do here. We open up our QuickBooks, we go over to the right hand side to the gear icon. I always say that when we're fiddling around with the works of QuickBooks, the inner workings of how it works, that's where we go to the gear icon. The plus icon is where we add things in, adding a new invoice, adding a new expense. But we're going to be fiddling around with the inner workings, so go over to the right hand side to your gear icon. Press that. Under your company, the second one down is manage users. So you're going to go ahead and go to manage users, and there are two tabs up here. We have users, and then we have accounting firms. So accounting firms are where you're going to invite an accountant or a bookkeeper into your books. It gives them different access. They use their accounting version of QuickBooks to be able to see into your books. So when you're adding a bookkeeper or accountant, that's definitely where you want to be. But we're going to be on the first tab here. This is just when we want to add a user into perhaps a staff that you might have to use your books. Go over here to the green button that says add user. And now we're going to, I'm just going to minimize myself a little bit here. Then we're going to say, well, what type of user we want. We want a standard user or a company admin. Down here we have reports only or time tracking only. If you're just having staff, you just want them to track time, that would be one place to bring them in, but they don't actually see any of your books. Let's go ahead and pick a standard user. Click next. And then we start asking, well, how much access do we want this person to have? We want them to have all access, which means they can see the customers, suppliers, they can add employees, they can view activity logs, etc., etc. Or we say we want them to have limited. Maybe we're just hiring somebody that all we want them to do is enter the expenses, or all we want them to do is to send out invoices to customers. So that's what we're going to do today is we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and click customers. So you can see what this user can do and very much what they can't do. So they can't see the bank register. They can't see your total income or expenses. They can't prepare a return for tax purposes. They can't set up some things, but they can enter an invoice. They can enter a charge. They can create and delete statements. They can view customers and accounts receivable reports. So that's what this particular user is going to do specifically with the customers. So let's go ahead and click next. Do you want this user to add, edit, or remove users? I have a tendency of saying no. I think that's a job specifically for the admin. Do you want this user to edit company info? No, I definitely don't want them to do that. And do you want this user to manage subscriptions? Absolutely not. I can even say no. You can say view only, which is view only will allow them to see the company subscription, but they can't do anything about it. But I'm just going to say no. If we're limiting them to only seeing customers, that's what we should be. We don't want them to see anything else anyway. Let's go ahead and click next. Now, who are we adding? So I'm going to say I'm adding Susie Brown. And what is their email address? I'm just going to use this address here that I know will work. Let's go ahead and click save. And what will happen is an invitation will be sent, and on their end, they're going to accept that invitation and to be able to log into QuickBooks. Hopefully that helps. It gives you an opportunity to be able to bring in people into your QuickBooks accounting software and know that they don't always have access to everything. You can limit the access of what they want to see. If you ever want to change, I've made this Susie Brown a standard user. If I ever decide that I want to change her, once she accepts the invitation, we can actually go in and we can actually go, oh, now I want you to have expenses, or now I want you to change to an admin person. There you go. Have fun.